3, let's go.
1, 2, 3, let's go. I'm like, Chad.
Let's get everybody and their things together.
Let's get all our stuff and get going.
Let's get the people and their things.
Welcome back to Tokyo Podfathers, ladies and gentlemen. We're here to rage together and get out all of our angry issues in terms of the world and yell at each other about anime stuff with my friends here. We're going to be talking about the entire Aggretsuko series from season 1 onward and our thoughts on the future on it. With me today, we have Shaw.
Ayo.
And then we have your boy, Colonel Panic.
Hello.
And unfortunately, Funkmaster Bex.
What the fuck does that mean? What?
Yeah, I'm making fun of your screaming.
I'm a little hurt by that.
What's going on?
Okay, I'll say it like this. It's the Funkmaster Bex.
I know which one that is, Panic.
So yeah, and I'm a ton of bacon. I exist somehow, and
Still alive.
yeah, we're still alive. So this is our first time talking about Aggretsuko outside of like the impressions and all the other episodes, and we're gonna start from season 1, our thoughts from there, because I know earlier we were discussing how we all like watched the latest season, which is season 3 or 4? 4.
Yeah.
And all of us have, I think we're all pretty separate on how we feel about it. I haven't even said how I felt.
I think people have opinions. That's how I feel. I think we all have
That's
opinions.
what this podcast is for. This podcast is for.
Divisive.
It's the marketplace of ideas.
Divisive season.
Oh, it's like a dicey.
It is, yeah.
Because I think we all agree overall, we all genuinely enjoy Aggretsuko, because obviously it's something that I think a lot of us can relate to. Mm-hmm. Being angry at work. Like, overall, before we get into season 1, is there something that stands out with Aggretsuko that you guys, like, genuinely love? Because for me, it's just, I wouldn't say, like, you know, obviously the karaoke shouting thing doesn't really connect with me, but the general feeling of me wanting to vent my anger, like, either it's not at people, because, you know, if you yell at someone, you're an ass, but if you yell to yourself, like, oh, he's just crazy. That's why I work out, run, and like punch my punching bag, because there are times I'm just kind of punching my bag like, God, I wish this was my boss, or God, I wish it was that person at work. Like, I just can't take it, you know. So, not sure if you guys feel the same way.
Yeah.
This is now there.
Yeah, I have violent urges as well. For
In
sure.
Minecraft.
Oh yeah. We should probably. Yeah, we're only doing this in Minecraft. Like,
Yeah.
I would never. Yeah.
Would never in real life because only Minecraft. No, I agree. I think it's also that sense of like you kind of have to play a role at work or like as an adult, but you might have that like childish hobby or that childish or just like, you know, maybe somewhat out there hobby. Like we know Retsuko from Aggretsuko, her hobby is death metal singing, which is not necessarily the most mainstream hobby you can like casually mention to someone at work. But I think as the series goes on, we see that like everyone has their own weird, quirky hobby that doesn't necessarily line up with their real life job. And I think having that outlet and that ability to, you know, let off steam or express any kind of anger or stress is like such an authentic thing that everyone can relate to.
Yeah, I think that's why it kind of exploded with the first season, as well as it did.
It feeds off of that. It's a very adult feeling that, like, you know.
I thought you were going to say adulting feel.
Adulting, yeah.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, adulting. No, I hate that word.
I know.
Antagonized by the concept of adulting.
It's up there with, like, Fur Baby in terms of stuff that millennials invented that I
So
hate.
Fur
What is a
Baby,
fur
if you don't
baby?
know, Bacon,
What?
is like saying that you're like a dog mom or you're a plant mom
Oh,
or
no.
whatever you
that
want to
your
say.
pet is
Yeah.
your child.
What year
It
is
drives
it?
me
I've
insane.
never heard of this.
No. What I was about to say is that it feeds off of that, the adult experience of, like, that impotent
It's a
rage
pretty
at
universal
this-
experience for people.
At these, yeah, like,
this age
stuff
range, I
happens
think,
and you
yeah.
have no control over it and you get mad. It's hard.
Right.
It is. You will experience it more once you enter, let's say, the workforce. The full-time workforce.
I think that's the big thing about Aggretsuko that I genuinely enjoy about it, because you've seen those posts everywhere where everything about anime is high school. Like, oh, high school boys, girls, and that joke where they say, No wonder why there's so many high school anime series. It's the last time Japanese people have fun in their lives.
We're
Dealt with
free
something in their
and
life.
we're happy.
Yeah.
Right, free them, happy, the memories. Oh, like I'm gonna miss you guys so much, and
Because as soon as you enter the workforce, it's like literal wage slavery. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
right, and
Yeah.
so I think
Let's
like
talk about capitalism for
Yeah,
4 hours.
Everyone in the room right here. Yeah.
all right, here we go. Me and Bex like scoot up our chairs a little closer to the mic. Here we go, guys. But the thing is, it's I guess pretty much anyone who's ever watched this series can relate to it in some sense because like it's just us dealing with life. I don't mean to jump around, but one part that really stuck out for me was like in season 3, where the whole like idol stuff and all that. Like, yeah, I know they're idols, and people could look to me and say, "Oh, you must have loved that season." But the part that hit way too close to home for me was when she backed up and cracked her car on someone else's car, and instead of showing like her panic in terms of injury, the first thing that hit her head was her bank account dropping.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Right when I saw that, I instantly I actually got anxious, and I was like, "Oh God!" And again, the whole capitalism talk of like a lot of people, if they get into a car accident, that's their money gone, and they're officially out on the streets. You know, what I
Many
mean? And
people,
or
especially in
they get-
America,
or
are
they
living
get
paycheck to
injured, or
paycheck to
they
paycheck, yeah.
get fired. It's like
that's it.
everything depends on like one little slip up.
Yeah.
But that said, like you said, it's like you said, everybody can relate to this. I do wonder how younger viewers relate to this, or if they
I do wonder as well because
People
most of the
who are
people I've
still
talked to
in
about this
school.
are like my age. They're not
Yeah.
like early 20s. They're like,
So, like-
late 20s, maybe early 30s.
Yeah.
I mean, someone who's like still in high school in real life, do they get anything from this show?
I mean, I guess they kind of get it in the same sense that we can, I think like there is a
can
difference
imagine it,
between
right?
work and like
You
school.
can imagine it, yeah.
But like,
Right.
I imagine it's kind of similar. Like, we still get stuff from high school anime. It depends. So I think they can still get it because it's not like,
Yeah, but
we
we lived
all
that
work in an
period.
accounting firm in Japan. There's small elements that we relate to, but we're not like literally in the same position. So,
no.
and I think that
I mean-
part of the relatability is like a huge asset, but it's also like, for such a kind of like limited character design and limited animation, the whole thing is very expressive, which is kind of weird to say.
Oh, I love it. I love the style of it.
Yeah.
From an art perspective, it's like that cheapy like mascot style.
Mm-hmm.
It's so perfect
Sanrio did it
And
again,
well-
yeah.
and well executed. It's the same team that does that one Chinese show. Well, it's a Chinese source. Someone Take My Brother Away From Me or whatever it's called.
No, I never heard of this.
That sounds a little concerning.
yeah.
No. It's just like two siblings who fight all the time. It's really adorable. It's a short.
Okay.
It's from the same animators, and it's got like big name voice actors in it too. What is it called? Ani ni something. Ani ni sukeru kutsuri wanai.
Yeah, I don't really remember it per se, but I mean, I think it's
very,
also supposed to
very
be
bright.
Yeah,
Oh, I
Crisp.
see it. I see it. Oh, okay. I
Right.
like that style.
it's also like the Hello Kitty
really good.
style.
I assume these kids are in high school, middle school.
think so.
Oh.
They're in China. I don't know if they do that in China.
Oh, I don't think
Are
they
they
do
middle school,
anything
high
in
school?
anything in
Neither. China.
Well, we don't have high school here. I mean, it depends on what country you live in.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot. You live in the future, Panic. Yeah,
I live in the one without high
Technically,
school.
yeah.
And shot to you.
Whatever.
So going to like first season. To be very honest, I don't really remember the main plot line of first season. Other than
It's
the fact
kind of
that
just an
we're-
introduction of like I guess the setup
Yes.
and
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
characters and
following who
dynamics.
Retsuko is pretty much what first season is, and
There's
Yeah.
a lot about following her and a lot about Tun-chan.
Yeah,
What
the
is it?
main
She's-
antagonist,
her
her
boss.
boss,
The
the
big
big
man.
the boss,
The big-
yeah, the boss.
Yeah, I think the first season's interesting because I do weirdly remember it kind of well, even though it's been since like 2018,
2018, yeah.
which was before
Oh,
times, of
God.
course.
Oh God.
But I remember I think the general plot is introducing how everyone, all the supporting characters are, like how they relate to Retsuko, how her boss sucks. And then the subplot of like the second half is her infatuation with this coworker, and them kind of exploring how she's so infatuated with him that she thinks that he's like this really great guy and this really great boyfriend, but she's really like pretending to be happy the whole
Yes.
time, and the only person
Wait, I
who was
thought
really
that was season 2. Or are
no,
you
that's
talking-
no, that's a
Season
different one.
one, you're
that's,
right.
That's a different boyfriend.
Are we not talking about the donkey guy? Because
No,
No, that's
it's another
season
guy.
two.
It's another.
No, it's another red panda.
yeah, another
Yeah.
panda.
Who is like
oh, right,
who
right.
is presented as the most boring guy in the world, but
Yeah.
she
Yeah,
is
I
just like
Love
head over
that
heels
dude.
for him because she has
Right.
convinced herself that all the thing that will make her happy is marriage.
I think his
If you
name's
should just live
Ryasuke
your
or
life,
something.
man.
Ryasuke.
Everything will be okay.
Yeah. And then
Yeah, if I just get married, I'm done. It's
Yeah.
I win. I win life if I
Yeah,
get married.
Yeah.
I thought I'd be married if I thought I'd be happy if I was married, guys.
oh no.
I'm
Let
joking.
me tell you.
No, let me. As a side note, that's what I like doing to a lot of people who aren't married. I just like using that as a card to kind of overrule whatever opinions they have. They look at me and be like, "Bacon, you're never cool, man. You never want to go out to eat." And I'll be like, "Well, guys, you'll understand once you're married." And they're all roll their eyes. They're like, "Oh God, here we go." And I'm
Shut
like,
the there he goes again.
Oh,
Shut
man.
the
Mary
fuck up.
Bacon
Yeah.
built different.
yeah, I got power over them, and I got seniority over them. It feels good. But yeah, I think
Wow.
it's funny. I don't really remember the face of this love interest that that Retsuko had.
I think that's the point, though, right?
That's
Yeah,
I know,
a
entirely
bit
I-
more on
purpose.
brand than
Yeah.
intended. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember more of her boss and her finally standing up for herself and stuff. And that's when he had the rap battle, right?
Yeah. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yes,
Because part
I
of
do
the thing
remember
that I really like that I don't see other people saying as much is director Tan. They kind of hint at the whole time that like he was in a similar position to her, especially with the rap battle, where like he was disillusioned with the workforce and he just kind of let the like cruel system kind of turn him into this really like bad boss that he's just kind of like, this is how I was brought up. That's how I'm going to treat the younger staff. That's just kind of the way it is. Even though he might not necessarily agree with it, it's just kind of like being complacent in the system. So I think they kind of hinted that a lot in season 1 with the rap battle versus her like, metal screamo battle. And the really interesting part is how he's like the one person to get through to her in the end, that she's pretending to be okay when she's not, which I thought was like a really nice touch.
Yeah, they have that one like really touching moment in the kitchen.
Yeah.
In the office kitchen. Like they connect. That was really nice.
Yeah.
Because until then he's just presented as this absolute pig.
Yeah, literal pig.
And hence the animal he is.
A little too on
Good one.
too on the nose.
I see what they did there. Nice. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
No, not really.
Yeah, and that's
I
kind of
don't
what I
think any-
remember
I don't-
from season 1. I don't know if you guys remember more, but I remember being like, cute, relatable, and very, very realistic for a show with a lot of animal characters.
Yeah. And I think it's very much what season 1 was. It's like exploring
she-
what Aggretsuko, Retsuko, I guess.
Yeah.
Retsuko, what she wants, like exploring, I guess, what makes her tick. Like, why is she doing the things she do? We meet all the people. We learned that HAIDA has had a crush for like 5 years.
Oh God.
My boy HAIDA.
We'll go.
no,
We'll
we
go
can
into
talk
that
into
more.
HAIDA.
Retsuko pre like joining the workforce, like
No, I think it was when she started, so I guess she's been there
Okay.
for 5 years.
Yeah,
right,
she's
no,
like
it's
25. in
He's
the
been
show,
having
I
a
think.
crush on her for 5 years. We'll get to that in season 4. Yeah, for sure.
I'm already getting heated. I'm already getting turned up.
Oh no. Oh. What was it? So last thing in season 1 was it? Is that when she ended up talking to Gorilla-san and the Swan and started doing yoga, or is that season 2?
No, that's the protein. Protein guy has that's season 1, right?
Yeah, I think that is season
Yeah.
1. Yeah.
She
Yeah,
starts. They become her like confidants.
Right.
Pretty
so,
early.
so at least there's some in like other than the director Ton situation in the first season. There's some form of improvement and resolution in herself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not just all crash and burn every episode. Like I think that's what makes me kind of like joyful to watch the series sometimes, where she's in a situation that is rough that we all relate to, but she does one little small detail, or she gets like something kind of big in other people's lives that kind of helps her like get up on her feet a little better. So when she started working out with Protein Guy, and she had two other,
Protein.
friends. That protein. Yeah, that guy's great. And so I think that's great. Like, it's kind of like, yeah, life sucks, but like, here's a small victory for myself that I'm gonna bring with me. That hopefully that could help me in the future. And so that's what I like most from that season. Mm-hmm. But then we get to second season where we
Wait, hold on.
Oh,
You're forgetting the Christmas special.
The Christmas special, which was very un-Christmas-like. Because I don't know about
I'll be
you
very
guys.
honest. I'll be honest. I didn't watch
Passing
that
through
one.
the
So go on.
snow.
Okay, let's just take score. Like, we got to keep score. How many people were really into Aggretsuko and HAIDA as a couple by the end of season 1?
I wanted it to happen.
I was down.
It was
Yeah.
like, it was cute.
So-
I saw the fan art and I was like, this has got to happen.
Count it.
I would
Hands up.
say I was in the middle because I thought I saw it more as a shtick kind of deal. Mm-hmm. Like first season, yeah, he's crushing, and she's searching and doesn't see anything. So I guess it's still my anime experience bothering me. Kind of the whole, lack of a better term, childhood friend feeling kind of deal. Mm-hmm. Like you're there, you're with me all the time, but I don't really see us that way. And I thought that was gonna stretch on like, obviously forever when I first watched it.
Yeah.
Obviously season 4, I'll get to where my thoughts are there.
Yeah, I didn't want to get
Can
too
I-
ahead
can I
of
add more to
ourselves.
my
Just
point?
as of season
Awesome.
1, because like
As of
Okay.
season 1, I was like at like a 6 out of 10. Like, oh yeah, he's there, but like yeah, not the
you're not
biggest.
super cheering for him. Not OTP,
Right.
but you're like, I see you, bro.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I may add something, I think Shaw, you and I had a conversation about like this whole situation post Christmas special.
Yeah.
I don't know if you still feel the same way. Was it you that was like said that maybe Fenico, who we haven't really mentioned before, should have been like with HAIDA? I don't know if you still feel that way 4 years later, but
I feel conflicting about it because I think this is one of those cases where I see this in real life happen where it's like one person is really pining after another, but because they are pining after them so much, they don't actually have that much of a relationship with them. But the person who they're mutual friends with, they actually can have like really good conversations and talks
there's an
with.
actual dynamic between
Yeah,
them.
yeah, because there's an actual dynamic with them. And I'm always like, oh, well, like, you have a better relationship with this person you're talking to about the other than the actual person in
He
question.
spends more time with Fenico
yeah.
than anyone else. Yeah.
See, I could agree with that. I would agree leaning towards Ida and Fenico more than Aggretsuko.
Oh,
and
Finico.
Ida.
'Cause-
My dear Finico.
yeah,
It
so
was great.
So I don't know if I
fucking
ship him
love
with
Fenico.
Fenico because she deserves someone who like obviously cares about her and doesn't think of her as like second best.
Right.
But in
But in
context,
2018, that
pessimistic,
was something I was thinking about too. Is like, maybe they should be together. And then in later seasons, you're just like, I don't want HAIDA to be with anybody at this point. Like, you just gotta.
Oh no, here we
yeah,
go.
we can't get ahead of ourselves too much. But yeah, we
Right.
will get to that. But as of season
God.
1, I was all in on it. Christmas special happened. I was like, I'm not in on this. And then yeah. So
Oh, should we say what happens in the Christmas special? Because like,
Yeah.
that might.
I forgot,
Enlighten me
honestly.
because I
Bacon did-
honestly
yeah.
didn't watch it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, so they kind of I think if I remember correctly, they tease it
At the end of
in
season
Christmas
1, yeah.
Yeah, and then they kind of like do like I think it's like a dream sequence or something in the Christmas special where like
What?
So essentially,
Yeah,
what
we're, like-
happens is HAIDA confesses to Aggretsuko at the end of season 1, and you think, okay, they're definitely going to happen. Then the Christmas special begins with them revealing that Aggretsuko let down HAIDA and like turned him down. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
the whole
right.
Christmas special. It's like both of them coming to terms with the feelings of like what just happened, of like her turning him down, but him still feeling like kind of hopeful. And it's like wholesome, but it's also very not Christmas. Like, no, rejection
it's
is not
very
Christmas.
like Last Christmas type of
I mean,
situation.
isn't that kind of not copying? Isn't that kind of following the theme of Aggretsuko in general, to where this is life and this sucks, so don't be excited. for
as
anything.
some people would say, reality is often disappointing.
Yeah, I
Right,
mean,
so-
I think
so
it
you
starts
could say that for
establishing that, yeah.
Yeah, like, so this Christmas episode that was supposed to be all Christmas, like, just like a lot of other people's Christmases, which is sad, but Day of Christmas is kind of like, oh, nothing
It's another
cool
day.
happened. In fact,
Yeah.
it's not really fun at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Depressing. Yeah.
It was
Sorry to bring it back
realistic,
in that
though.
direction.
I mean, she just got out of a relationship with someone. It was understandable that she wouldn't immediately hop into a relationship or immediately have feelings for someone that she had viewed as a friend for so
Right.
long. So it's realistic. I give them credit for that. Like, fair enough. Fair play.
And the OP slaps.
It hurts.
It's a great cover of Jingle Bells. It always catches people off guard in AMQ.
Oh, that's true. That's all that matters.
Oh,
as
that's
long as I got
right.
the AMQ cover. But yeah, so that's essentially season 1. And then I do forget a decent amount of season 2 beyond the donkey relationship. It sounds so dumb saying the donkey relationship.
There's a Nye,
donkey.
I think. There's like the
I
really
never
try-hard
thought
guy.
of him as a donkey. I always thought he was.
He is
horse,
absolutely a
but
donkey.
Donkey makes
He's
so
a
much
donkey.
sense.
I just thought of him as, like,
I'd say donkey.
Let me look
Because
it up.
it's just
So if he isn't a donkey, Panic, what would
But
you
he's got
say
long
he
ears.
is?
He's got very long ears.
sorry,
a horse?
Yeah, he's absolutely a donkey.
I apologize, but like my comedy brain isn't working. I know there's something in terms of the word ass in there somewhere because he's
But
not an ass. but
That's so
he
funny
is
though
an
too,
ass.
right? Like he's not actually a
Yeah.
bad guy, so why would he be a donkey?
Right. So,
Yeah,
so
that's-
that's like
He's not a bad guy. He's just a tech entrepreneur.
oh,
he's just-
God, one of
That's
those
actually
ones.
bad. Yeah, no.
Hey guys,
that's
you
an
want to
ins-
join my startup? Oh
Hey,
God,
you guys
here
want
we
to
go.
invest in crypto?
He's just Elon Musk. That's what he is.
That's
Oh,
He is a
God.
donkey, guys. We have
not
confirmed.
except
He is
way
a
more
donkey.
charming than
Shaw
Elon
says
Musk
that's a
ever
donkey.
is.
So
According
he
to the
is-
wiki.
He has a donkey. I mean, I'm looking at the picture. I don't know why I never put it together. He's got long ears.
Because he's
and
a
got,
bro,
that
like, he's
weird little
actually
tail
kinda
that
cool.
I would
donkeys
say the
have.
hair on his head feels like because like donkeys kind of have a little bit of a mane on their head.
Maybe he's not like
Yeah,
a
it's like a
donkey
white
in
spot.
like a negative connotation. He's like a donkey from Shrek connotation, like cool donkey.
Yeah, fucking
Well, that
Voice
donkey's
acting.
way better. Eddie Murphy's way better than this dude. Okay,
Well,
don't
I
put some
thought I
respect
didn't
on that
like
name.
this guy, but then season 4 happened. So, but yeah. But anyway, getting ahead of myself again.
Would love it if
Again.
Eddie Murphy was him in the English version.
Oh God. Hey guys, check out Facebook. Like what is it?
What the fuck?
So, but yeah. So since we're talking about what's his real name? Let's at least respect him and call it his real
Tadako?
name.
Tanako.
Tadano.
Tadano.
Tanaka, yeah.
Tadano.
Tadano, yeah, that's right,
Tadano.
Tadano.
Yeah,
Asano.
good memory. And so the thing I love most about this season was kind of like that missing piece of like, oh hey, I found this guy, you know, great job, good head on his shoulders. Obviously, like shows feelings for me, not for anything else, kind of deal, like the match made in heaven kind of thing. But then it gets to the big question of marriage, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that was probably my favorite moment in the entire season when all that kind of came to a halt when Retsuko had everything going for her. Then the very end of the episode, he goes, "Oh, marriage, what a waste of time," and then it just like comes crashing down on her, kind of deal.
I don't want to get married. That's so antiquated.
Yeah, you kind of sense that in today's age, where
Yeah.
a lot of people are getting married, and then they get this is what isn't the statistic like half of the marriages end in divorce, which is a pretty
it's more.
rough.
Yeah, I mean,
that-
marriages have like ended in divorce for a while now. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of them
Rough.
do, yeah. This is a long time statistic, not like anything super recent.
Yeah.
Okay,
I get what
fair
you're
enough.
saying.
Yeah, and so he could be Tadano could be kind of like a representation of that, of just kind of like, dude, that lifestyle, that tradition is so archaic. You know, we're in the new times where we could pretty much do what we want, and we could change the status quo and just be like, hey, like let's be in a relationship, let's live together, let's have all the great things without having to sign off on those papers, kind of deal. And you could really tell he's like a pretty big free spirited guy kind
Yeah.
of thing.
It really makes you
It is
question,
kind of-
like, why do you value marriage? Do you value marriage as, like, a concept? Or do you, like, why do you value marriage? Because he's essentially promising the same type of relationship with marriage. You just don't have that, like, legal guarantee or that legal status. But it's interesting because he obviously really values, like, not being married, and she values being married. Like, that's just, like, a life goal she always had, and that's something he didn't like. So it's interesting because it does make you question, like, okay, what are we exactly disagreeing on, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah,
you disagree on
why
my
can't
beliefs.
why can't you just be together? Why is marriage so important to her?
And I've seen that happen, like,
It's the
in
same
real life
thing.
with people where they're like, okay, I really
Yeah.
want to be
Oof.
married. And they're like, okay, I don't want to be married, but they both want each other. So then it comes, like, it's a lot of conflict. And I don't
So-
think there's, like, a clear-cut resolution of, like, you know,
Maybe it's because I'm not married, but it seems like a strange deal breaker. I just don't get it, I guess.
because you could argue either side. Like, just give up
Yeah.
on being married, just give up on not being married. Because you're arguing over a concept, essentially. Like,
Right.
you can't hold
I mean,
this
the
thing.
only-
Well, I guess you have physical representation of it, but it is just interesting to see that, like, some people really care about this, inanimate concept enough to, either be in relationships or not be in relationships.
Yeah, and it also comes from the way Retsuko was just talking with her parents or her mom. Obviously those are people that she holds dear to her, and when you have people from older generations pushing these traditions onto like the next generation, it adds this sort of like weird pressure of like, am I getting married for myself or to follow your traditions kind of deal? Because
Yeah.
they say tradition is just dead people peer pressuring you. But let's say the old generation does like die off. We have the choice to continue on with that feeling of like getting married, and some people just say forget the ceremony, we'll just do court wedding, right?
Yeah.
Or like, okay, we'll do it legally within our country or within our state because there are benefits to living together and having the name. But then the whole ceremony, the whole handing off of the daughter, and just all this thing, the garter toss, oh, she's off the market, guys. That was awkward at my wedding, or funny, whichever way you want to put it. But
Why not both? Why not those?
yeah, it's I can see why nowadays. I think overall, like in Aggretsuko, it's portrayed really well through Tadano on how he feels about marriage, because that could pretty much explain how everyone else in our age generation feels about it.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think that's like, it's interesting to see, because I think on the other side of tradition, it's not just like the generational peer pressure. I think it's also from Retsuko's point of view. Like, she's always looked up to and valued her parents, and like she sees the relationship they had, and that's something she wants too. Like, that's how she envisions her future. So I think it's like you got the positive and negative side to it, where it's like you might feel that pressure, but it's also something you aspire towards. So there's
Yes.
a lot of different ways
Is-
to it.
His second season, that's also when Retsuko's mom starts like setting her up with like blind dates.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a big bear.
Bachelors,
I remember
right?
there's a big bear in a suit. Is that
Yeah, she's like showing off all these. She's basically trying to arrange a marriage. Doesn't matter if you love him. You just have to get married, Retsuko. You're old. Get married.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's a
and
big
that's
thing in
where the
Japan,
pressure
more
comes
so than
from.
us, where they're like,
That really is.
the
Yeah.
Christmas cake thing, where like if you're over the,
Oh.
you spoil
Retsuko
after
is
the
like
25th.
25 at this point, I think.
She looks
Right.
great for 25.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, everyone.
Well, she's a red panda.
Oh, forgot.
Are we getting is this where the furry talk comes in?
No, stop. I'm not a furry yet. But
Yeah.
like,
but
But she looks
However,
great for
that's-
25.
but I think that's the thing that would probably add on to Retsuko wanting to have a legitimate and proper marriage overall, is because when her mom was throwing all those candidates at her, I think she meets Gorilla-san at like a speed wedding marriage thing too, which I thought was pretty.
Oh,
funny.
that's
Oh,
right.
speed
Yes.
dating, yeah.
Yes, I do remember.
Yeah, like
that.
oh, like that guy's perfect. His budget or his income is like $1 million. It's like, no, those are stage actors and stuff like that, which I thought was a great punchline. Adding on to it, like the fact that she was being pressured so much by her mom to get married, I think that also adds on to like, if there's so much pressure behind this, I should at least fulfill her wish, but at the same time make myself happy by choosing someone legitimate, because she's obviously not going to be happy marrying someone that she doesn't vibe with, right?
Yeah.
So I guess
Yeah.
her ticket into solving all of this pressure was Tadano. And then, like we just said, right when he said how boring marriage is, she's like, damn it, so close yet so far. Like, why?
Is it fair to say that that's like her middle of the road choice, in a sense? Like, the mom wants her to get married at any cost, and her compromise is like, well, not compromise, her like decision is that no, it has to be the right one,
Yeah.
Well,
But
it
then
should be overall.
she finds the right one, and he's like, well, you don't want to get married, and she's like, well, shit, I also have to get married. It has to be the right one. It has to be marriage.
But I do think she also like wants to get married,
Yes.
Yeah. Because she realized
she's-
that
she's very important
She's
to her.
dreamt about it a few times, right? Like she's like in the dress, and then
Yeah.
and, like I don't knock anyone down for dreaming that big, because like make your vision come true, and like
It does.
it's good. Like she
Yeah.
she
It does also
legitimately
remind
wants
me of the well, not similar, but like related plot point in Odd Taxi with the monkey guy
Yeah.
who's like lying about his income in dating apps
Yeah.
for the purpose of getting married, just like hooking up with anybody.
Yeah.
Why is it that these animal shows are like the most real shit?
They really do hit so close to home with this stuff. I feel like it like helps because
Maybe
it's
because
animals.
it's like maybe it's because of the abstraction. It's
Yeah.
like it's not people, it's cute animals.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it's like doing puppet shows for us. You know what I mean? Like, hey guys,
You can't
like,
have uncute characters doing uncute things. Then
It's like that
just a
scene in Avatar
depressing
where they're
show.
watching the play and they're like, "Wait, is this play about us?" Like,
Yeah.
I love that.
Like
I forgot
propaganda.
about that. Greatest anime ever.
Like they should make like animal shows about like union busting and just like, oh no, they're taking my money. It's just like, oh no. And then obviously,
I could imagine season 5 being that.
ooh, I'm for
That or Retsuko getting her forklift license.
hell yes.
Oh,
Let's
ooh,
go.
I would love
ooh.
season 5 if they did that.
Wait, Becker, aren't you forklift certified or something like
Hell
that?
yes, I am, sir.
I knew. Oh, dude, look at this guy working man here. God, I knew deep in my mind, I'm like, he's gonna want to say something.
I was waiting for the right moment to say something.
Dude, he's been sitting on that one since the episode began. He's like, dude.
Yeah.
Any criticisms about season 2? I mean, not very much of a criticism.
Have
It's
we
just-
talked about Anai yet? The new
That's-
Oh
character?
yeah, that dude.
Just
Oh,
get
Was
right
that
into
season
that.
2?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
when we
The-
first
the
introduced
super
him. He's
tryhard
fucking-
annoying guy. Yeah.
nightmare.
Damn American Psycho.
Nightmare, dude.
Patrick Bateman looking motherfucker. Yeah.
yeah. This is like when internal policies go wrong. Because he's like gonna report everyone for shit, and it's like maybe we
I
should
remember
not
him just
have rules.
furiously writing the weirdest emails about just like company policy. And I'm just like, dude, chill the fuck out, bro.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
you know that there is
And
like that does go on today. Where
Yep.
you say one, you know, like look at
yeah.
social media.
I haven't worked in an environment like that, but I could imagine. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
same,
yeah.
same.
It's gotta be. It's like the whole thing with him is like it's his first job. He's not used to being in the workforce. He's not used to making the sacrifice that you have to make to fit in a place. And
Yeah.
then fucking hippo mom comes in and just like, let me be your mother.
Gotta love mom.
I just love the way he
Mom
just like
figures.
fucking hippo mom. And I'm like, yeah, that's what fucking hippo mom.
What is her
Hippo
name?
Mom.
Megumi.
Hippo mom
guess.
now. She's
She's
Animals
Hippo
with their
Mom.
Japanese names, God, because of weeps. Her name is Megumi Kaba.
I don't feel.
I feel like we should just.
I've never
I think
heard
since
her
they're animals, I think it's almost
that.
easier just to say what animal they are.
yeah.
No, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Somehow, like the one biggest Gretzko fan finds us and is like, "These guys don't
They
even
have
know the
names.
names."
They have names,
Unqualified, and
Yes,
it's like,
yes.
"I'm so sorry."
And so do porn stars. All right, but that's not the point. Okay, the point is
Okay? We don't describe.
Are you comparing porn
We
stars to
only describe
animals? That's
them
not
by-
a good look.
by what?
How did we get to this
not-
from Hippo Mom?
Yeah, right.
it's called it's a joke. It's a bit comedy. Okay, all right.
You
So
know she's doing something on the side.
the thing with the thing that
Beautiful
didn't make-
hippos.
I need like
So-
a soundbite of Bacon just going, "It's a bit comedy," like just saying,
Yes, it's
comedy.
a bit.
play that for
For
every
legal,
part of
for
like
legal reasons,
Attack
that's a
on Titan
joke.
stream.
I honestly I say the word comedy more often because I've been watching a lot of Mark Norman stand up, and that's how he is. He always says the word comedy. He's like, hey, comedy. Yeah, I'm a comedian. No, highly recommend because he's hilarious. But with the whole Hanai thing, like I get it. There are people who probably take things the wrong way. There are times where someone has said something to me, and then end of the day, I just sit there like thinking, wait, what do you mean by I'm looking pretty big? What? You saying I'm fine? But
Bacon, has
the-
anyone
the-
told
the
you you're
attacking
getting,
on like and
you're
all
getting
those
kind
like
of big?
written
Like,
threats and stuff like that. Like I
Well, you are a tall
like
guy.
the demanding is what made me angry. I demand that you write a written statement, blah blah blah. Like get off your damn high horse. You know, that's just how I felt. Fuck
you.
And so when he had his resolution at the end where he calmed down and started cooking yakisoba for everyone, I was still in the middle about him. At that point,
He's
because
like,
I'm
he's
just like,
becoming
oh, look
part
at
of
you turning it
the-
around all in like a couple of days.
He's just
now
some
you're
guy,
cool
you
kind of
know?
deal.
Yeah.
I'm in that.
Becoming a part of the
kind of have to earn my
of
respect
the
in, like,
family,
a
you know,
long time
the
kinda
office
deal.
family.
And he
So
kinda
Aggretsuko
does
is
it in
like
the
Fast
next
and Furious,
season,
and then
but
it's
more in
about
a comedic
family.
aspect because like
Yeah.
they turned his American Psycho face of attacking people online into like a comedy bit in season 3,
Yeah.
which I was cool with.
What did he do in season 3?
What happened in season 3? Can we just talk
Oh,
about
in
season
season 3,
3?
he
Season
has
3
the
was wild.
in season 3 he has the like cooking thing, so that's like his outlet.
Oh,
Like
that's
supposed to be
right.
his. That's supposed to be like his version of Retsuko's like
His coping mechanism.
yeah, that's his coping mechanism with like being an adult. So it worked out well
I
for
feel
him.
like that made sense. I almost feel like that kind of made sense because it came out in 2020 where everyone was just like doing something to cope with like things happening around them, especially that year. But now I think about it, that kind of makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, I think it kind of worked out. Season 3, I guess if this is our transition to season 3.
Can I just drop my take? I think season 3 is the last good season of Aggretsuko.
Me too.
Before
But
season, yeah.
I think I can't tell if Bacon is on because Bacon was definitely having
Bacon,
issues.
are you with us? Because I knew something was up when he like ignored my "you're getting a little big" joke because that's been an inside joke between us for years now.
I heard at some point you both were talking and Bacon's still talking, and I was like,
He
this
was
is getting
going-
kind of awkward, but
I think
yeah.
I
don't
think
think
Bacon
he
was just
could
so
hear us.
impassioned that he just wanted to talk about it. I'm like, okay, that's whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we can just wait
Okay,
and like
let's
cut
talk
this
about
part out.
season 3. It's got.
Well, we can't
it's got-
talk about idols until Bacon is back. I would.
Oh,
feel
that's
bad.
true.
I
Let's
was
talk
like-
about
we
the
can talk
non-idol
about the
things.
rest then.
So I'm with.
What happened in season 3
Okay,
besides
quick
idols? I don't
recap.
remember.
I will quickly recap.
Besides idols, I don't know.
So essentially, it all sucks because at the end of season 2,
Oh, that's right. There's my favorite character in the whole show. I forgot about
Inui.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
the dog girl. Yeah, she's great.
The cute ass dog girl.
Bacon, are you back?
Are you with us?
I am
wanted
back.
to-
Hello. So
Okay,
there
Bacon's
he is.
back. Okay.
My Raycon E25 earbuds keep disconnecting, and I don't think it's a good problem.
Your Raycon E25 earbuds? That's crazy.
It's not a good. It's not a good.
Raycon
Like it just
E25
cut,
every day.
you guys just went silent, and I had to do a bunch of reconnecting again, and I apologize, but it should only happen a few more times. It just shows that this isn't a good product.
We wanted to wait until
Bye,
you were
Raycon.
back till we can talk
Do
about
not
the
use
idols.
code.
We were about to get into
Apologies.
season 3, unless you had more on season 2.
No, that was it. That was it.
Because we couldn't talk about the idol season without you.
Oh, dude, I feel so good that you guys feel that way about me.
Is
Okay,
it crazy that again Odd Taxi also had idols?
And there's
Are you
some.
guys
There might
saying
be
I
some
should
social
watch Odd
commentary
Taxi?
on this idol
it's
thing.
the norm. It's the norm. Every
I would
anime
say
needs
it's-
an idol.
I would say it's pretty Beck's core.
What, Odd Taxi? I'd
Yeah.
probably watch
Oh, you
that
would
show.
love Odd Taxi. Odd
I
Taxi's
should
great.
probably watch that too.
Odd Taxi
I think it was
anime of the year
recommended to me as it was
2021.
airing.
Odd Taxi great. But yeah,
I mean,
so
I'm officially back into watching anime, and I just finished Fire Force season 1. It's pretty good, but I don't think I'll watch season 2. It's yeah.
well,
Do
It
Odd
is.
Taxi then.
it's a good
There's
transition.
a movie coming too.
for Odd Taxi because it's like
Ooh.
13 episodes.
Do it before someone spoils you on it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm unspoilable because I don't really care.
Okay.
Well,
I kinda-
then maybe I will.
Maybe I'll do it right now.
Give me your Warhammer
And
stuff.
because of the
right now.
fidelity of the Raycon E25,
Shut
I
up.
heard everything.
All right, I can't wait to get my actual headphones. So season 3.
So anyway, end of season 2. I was just gonna recap. End of season 2, Tadano and Retsuko break up, and she's really depressed. But Haida essentially comes to like kind
Haida.
of save her in a way. So this is a
Haida.
running theme now, where we're 2 seasons in. Haida is the one at the end of the day coming to save her emotionally, kind of physically. So like picking her up when she's down, like being emotional support, so to speak.
I will say at this point, I'm a little more for Haida and Retsuko getting together.
Okay.
After season 2,
More
Yeah.
than season 1, yes, at season 2.
Yeah.
Because it's
think
kind of the
I
whole like,
probably-
okay, man, you're clearly sprung off her. Like, you better make a
Yeah.
move, or else someone
It gets
better
weird. Yeah.
than like Donkey will come in.
yeah,
and
I don't know.
swoop in.
Something about I don't know. It never felt real, like their relationship at all. To
I don't
me.
think he's a real person or a real character. I think he just shows up. I don't know. I don't
he just like
the-
exists
Oh,
in the ether of this
yeah,
universe.
he just kind of shows up. It's weird.
It's kind of wild. 'Cause
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
it is kind of wild because it's like, why would this like multi-billionaire guy fall for this supposed to be relatable everyday
Peasant.
working girl kind of thing? Like,
Because she looks good for 25.
yeah,
It just shows
Yeah, comedy. Yeah.
comedy.
comedy.
It's just so tough because I think it loses a little bit of the relatable aspect when you start bringing in these like larger than
Yes.
life figures like Tadano,
Here,
and then
this is my problem with like later installments of the series is that it feels less and less relatable as the show goes on, and I'm like, okay, you're losing me on like the part that I really liked about it. Kinda.
Yeah.
Season 3 is where it kind of lost me on that. It's like,
Season 3 gets a bit
stop
crazy.
it.
So, yeah.
Okay,
Season 3 felt
take
like
it
way
easy.
more specific to like maybe a Japanese audience as opposed to like an American audience. Because like
Well,
they
like-
had the whole idol thing, and I'm like, okay,
Well,
I don't
I relate to this season so much. Best
Sure,
season.
Some
fine, but like,
random
Bacon
ass
is an
office
idol,
lady
so
becoming an idol. It's like, I don't know if they ever describe her as being especially pretty or beautiful.
yeah,
She's just
that's
like
a good
normal,
point.
right?
I
It's
think.
tough.
Why does she catch the eye of all these people?
Yeah, and that's what they
What
get
I
at.
read.
Is like she has this like X factor that like brings people that like attracts people to her, but like we're not talking about JoJo with fucking stands where stands are attracted to each other. Like she's
We're
supposed to
talking
be a
about
relatable
her
girl, like relatable working person.
Multi-million follower death metal YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's not relatable. Yeah, speaking of which,
That
subscribe
is
to our
how
YouTube
the-
channel,
as someone with a
Tokyo
YouTube
Podfathers.
channel, that's not relatable at all.
As
Subscribe
someone
to
with a
Tokyo
YouTube
Podfathers.
channel,
I think that is how the manager kind of finds her.
Well, no, because
Like
she
he
crashed
stumbles
into her
upon
car.
her.
Remember, she crashed
Yeah,
her
she
car
backed
into his
in.
van.
Oh,
That's right. That's what it
Yeah.
was.
No, that's what's wild is actually like it's a whole like happenstance of like, you know, serendipity where she crashes her car into his and he's like, I'm not gonna go to the insurance company, but like you're gonna pay off your wages by helping this idol group get big. And then on the side, she's trying to make money and she has her like death metal YouTube channel, which of like complete random circumstance gets so many views where you're like, wait a minute, we do YouTube. That does not really happen. Like you don't just like randomly get like 1 million something followers after just like randomly posting videos
at
in a very
most,
niche
I think
subject.
you might get a video that like blows up. And
Yeah.
that, like happens every now and then, but you don't get like
Man,
a million
like-
subs from that. Like
man,
that just
telling
doesn't
me,
happen.
tell me about it, man. I hit the sky once, and nothing else has been good ever since.
Yeah, right.
Maybe
I had
maybe
one
this
of
season
my,
really is relatable to Bacon.
I had one of my
God.
memes kind of blow up like a year ago. I got like no.
But you didn't get
from
like
that.
followers for that, right?
No.
Exactly.
It's not like like you get one video and then you
100
all of a
maybe.
sudden have like a second income.
No.
Yeah, and in all honesty, too, like when there are YouTubers I do frequent, but out of pure spite, I just don't subscribe to them. Just because like I like your content, but no,
Fuck you.
yeah. I just
That's really
no.
funny.
Like make sure you like favorite. No, just
I
out.
will not actually.
Yeah,
There's
that's
also a
what
lot
I
of
do.
people
I'm
I
gonna
follow
unsubscribe
and
now that you
I
mention
subscribe
that.
to, and then I never watch their stuff because YouTube is just like, you don't want to watch this, do
You know,
you?
I've noticed that too, where like
Yeah.
YouTube will just not show me
Yes.
the stuff from people that
Yeah.
I subscribe to. And I'm like, I literally subscribe to their channel to watch their shit. Like, come on.
Dude, subscriptions
You're doing the
literally
opposite of what
don't
I
mean
want.
anything anymore. Like I don't. I think I should
Yeah,
just
no, if you,
unsubscribe.
No
if
one
you just
needs
watch
creators
enough of
more
a
than
channel, then
YouTube,
it's going to
but-
show up in your feed.
Yeah, no, I agree because like I watch a lot of like medieval history stuff. I don't subscribe to any of them. That's all that's on my feed now, and I'm like, oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of medieval history stuff, huh?
But
But
going
yeah.
back to
Going back to
idols,
yeah.
I don't have much to say about this. Mainly because it's what you expect. Like I like how the big gotcha joke was, you're gonna pay off your debts, and the first thing you think about is like, oh, stripping, or like, oh, drug dealing,
Prostitution.
Oh, wow, I
racketeering.
can't believe Aggretsuko
Arson.
took the... Aggretsuko's
organized
turning
crime,
tricks on
yeah.
the street.
Yeah, that's what I imagine.
It's just
I was
Oh,
expecting
God.
it to go like way weirder. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, this is one of the darkest industries in Japan. Is that underground idol scene, right?
I've seen Perfect
And-
Blue. I know what that's like.
Yeah, we did
I
the
know-
research.
we know what.
I
it
don't
is.
need this show to become Perfect Blue. I really don't. Honestly.
First we've
What
gotta
about the
happen.
underground
that's not,
idol
like,
scene?
related
Isn't that
to-
just
yeah.
like...
Shaw's right. It kind of did because you know he had the
did.
crazy fans
Yeah, yeah.
and then that crazy guy, and I was like, oh,
So
I've seen this
crazy.
one before. It was wasn't the crazy killer? Was it another donkey or was it someone else?
I think it was another animal. Maybe a kangaroo?
What? No, the animal was introduced.
Let me find
Right.
out.
It was like a
Back to the
huge
Ricky.
fan.
Wait, it was a really obnoxious donkey that was a fan. He's like, oh, I spent
Oh, it's
so
a
much money.
different
Oh.
donkey.
This is not looking good for the donkey.
So is this like Tadano from like another like timeline where he just becomes like obsessed with
Incel
Let's Go, but
Tadano.
like as an idol? Yeah.
Right. It could be, honestly.
Bravo, whoever made this show. I see what you're doing.
Let me find out. Unhinged fan. No, it's a llama. It's a llama. Damn.
Oh, of course it's a llama. Can't trust the
Remember
llama.
this plot point at all.
Llamas are always bringing the drama. That's why drama
They
runs
spit
a
on
llama,
you.
because like
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
like, I guess I feel bad. Keep jumping around because it's a lot of fun. But
No, it's fine.
I guess so. Essentially, like, so she's working with the Idol crew, and I think the funniest turn of events is that her screamo actually has like a big audience, and that people actually gravitate towards the idols because of it. So it does beg the question of like, if she could support herself on her hobby, would she do it? Which is a really interesting question.
I think that's what I took most from this season was the fact that, again, here's season 3, or here we go again. I'm stuck in this cog in this giant machine of like capitalism work, and then she finally finds out that she's got something here. And yeah, you're right, it does kind of fall in line too easily, but it's kind of like she was standing on the edge of like, I could, if I make the leap, I could probably make something big out of this. And would I be happy if I went this route of no more work, I'm an entertainer now, and I'm using my hobby as a way, as a means of like livelihood. And for a lot of people, that's kind of hard because, it's not going to work out. Or, like, that's not really a job. Or if I do it too much, it's going to feel like a job.
Yeah, so burnout.
Yeah, you're going to burn out kind of deal. And I'm not sure if she really delved into it that much. But part of me was kind of thinking, it's cool that she kind of has that. Like, this could be like a backup for her. Like, if I do get fired, I could try to do YouTube kind of deal, which is obviously, again, too good to be true for anyone. I just thought it was like an interesting concept that I'm pretty sure not a lot of people relate to, but
Yeah.
everyone has that feeling of, I could just put everything down and go pursue my dream, but we don't even know what her dream is except for getting married.
Yeah, it's a tough thing because we never really got the impression that doing death metal singing was her dream, and I don't think they fully resolve it by the end because the whole point was like she still was kind of doing it for everyone else in the group, but you don't really know if she was doing it for her, And what caused her to not really be in the group anymore was, of course, this llama who attacked her, which like obviously traumatized her and left her.
So would you say that it would have gotten worse if she continued on in that career?
I don't even know because like I feel like we don't really have the full answers to the questions because like we don't really know what she wanted,
Right.
It's all very vague and wibbly wobbly.
It was very vague, so
Much like Aggretsuko.
Yeah, it's very on brand.
It's just like, what do I want? I don't know.
Gosh, she's just here vibing.
I'm just figuring it out one day at a time, guys.
What do you want? It's not that simple. What do you want?
Soup or salad?
I imagine.
Salad.
I was gonna say, ordering food with her sounds like a fucking nightmare. Like, I don't know what I want. Like, oh my god.
Oh my god, can you imagine? Yeah.
Okay, so on another side note, I'm a pretty fat guy. So when I go to a drive-thru,
so I was gonna say, Bacon, before you go, when you couldn't hear us earlier, I was saying you're getting kind of big, and I was like hoping you would, right? And I didn't get a response, and I'm like, oh god.
He's hurt. No,
Does he hate me?
No. The main reason I mentioned this whole thing about when you said about, because personally for me, I hate indecisiveness. Like choose or blah blah blah, right? And I assume, like you guys said, Aggretsuko would be the worst. But with me, whenever I ordered food from a drive-thru, my brother used to work at fast food many, many years ago. I'm very concise when I order. Like number 1, with this kind of fries, this large drink, these 2 things. You know what I mean? I literally talk. Number 2 large. I literally talk in the sequence it appears on their screen because my brother used to work fast food. And so he knows exactly what the sequence is. It makes it easier. I used to lose my mind when I sat in the passenger seat with my other friend group. And they're like, we're doing like fast food or ordering food. After our orders go in, my friend has the nerve to be like, I'd like, so what do you guys have? Like, well, what's your guys' special? And I'm just like, stop!
I had to learn to like memorize my order because like I have anxiety about talking to people and I don't want to fuck up and look like a stupid idiot, so I have to like memorize it and be like, okay, I'm gonna have to figure out what I want before I get there.
No. Do you recite it in your head?
Absolutely. I was in the shower,
same.
dude. I'm in the shower. I'm like, okay, I gotta figure out
damn.
what am I getting.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, yeah, but that's the. I don't want to be. I even go as far as thinking of what my backup meal is if they're all out of something or they don't do that, right? So like, if they don't have chicken, I'll take pork.
I want the
Plan
chicken,
B.
but if they don't
I
have
love
chicken,
that.
then
Yeah. So you gotta be ready. It's like, oh no, that's all fine. And if they make a mistake, it's like not the biggest deal. But when my friend at drive-thru goes, what do you like? What do you suggest? Oh my god, just Joe.
I definitely get like, because I was a waitress, so like some stuff, if people don't have the right like protocol at restaurants, I'm like, you are not associated with me. Like, this is not okay. Like, if my friends do this, I'm like having an aneurysm in the background.
Oh god,
It's tough.
Yeah,
It's
I had
tough
to go
out
on
here.
that rant. Yeah, it's
not
tough
that
here,
bad. But I absolutely will not ask for something minor to be changed.
Yeah, no. If I'm at like a fast food place and I get like an order and my order is like slightly wrong, I just take it home and eat it anyway because like
Same.
I don't want to fuck with these people. Not because
Maybe I do like
well,
onions
it's like
today.
okay because
Right.
like they're like underpaid and overworked. I don't
Yeah.
really want to hassle them anymore. Like
Yeah, same.
you're doing the best
Yeah,
you
it-
can.
And that's the
fine.
thing too that I always warn other people. If I order a large amount of food for a group, I say to them, I'm gonna keep it simple so that they get it done in a
Because
concise,
the more
easy
you
way.
order, or the bigger the order, the more likely there is to be error. Yeah.
Dude, story of my life. Like whenever we have too many long intricate orders, this with no that, this with some of that, extra this. There's something's gonna fall through the cracks and it's not gonna get done properly. You're gonna have that one person in your group that goes, "Oh, they forgot my sauce."
I didn't get what I wanted. I'm like, shut up, dude.
So me, when I go to a drive-thru, I do give me 10 of this burger, 3 orders of this fries, done. You can't.
Is
mess
this
that
all
up.
for yourself? Like,
Yes.
I'm not here to judge because, like, I have my binges too. Like,
I could
not
crush
perfect.
I could still crush a taco 12 pack today. Anyway.
Anyway,
If you're trying to, I had friends in high school who did like the 100-piece chicken McNuggets thing. Like,
Oh,
two
dude, that's
people.
nothing, man.
That's-
That's nothing, dude.
It's
Easy
what?
work.
This is, like,
we should
I've
have an
never done it,
entire
so, like,
podcast on like the
100
way to
chicken
order
nuggets?
food.
yeah, 100.
Dude, food cast when. Here we
Foodcast
go,
again.
boy.
Dude, I would
pea-
eat that. I fucking love chicken nuggets.
I think in
thank
season 5, Retzko should work in food service. I think
Oh my God,
that's
can you
the
imagine?
direction she
Wait.
should go in. Yeah.
I have a comment for that after season 4, but like, yeah, let's get to season 4.
She's gotta go to
eventually.
space, dude. Season 5 is gonna be ridiculous.
Oh, God.
Do you think she's
it's
gonna have an
possible
NFT?
that
Season 5 should
season
have
5.
like
Oh my
time
God.
travel.
It's gonna
or
become
something
like The
stupid.
Simpsons, where it's supposed to follow this everyman, but he just goes to space.
Well, he
my
does
God.
like extraordinary things. You forget that Homer was
To be
everything.
fair, Homer did work in a nuclear power plant. Or I think
nuclear
Really
power
cool.
plant,
That's-
and Homer he worked in a submarine,
That's not something
and then
you
he
can
went to
ever man can
space.
do.
He's a working man,
He's
It's just-
looking at it.
He's a fucking dumbass working.
Wait,
a
so
boring job.
end of season 3. What's the HAIDA?
So anyway-
scoreboard?
Yeah, I was gonna say we should probably talk about Haida and Inui.
Inui.
Yeah.
Haida
Yeah.
fucked up.
Haida gets a
Fucked
girl.
up.
How do you guys feel about that?
This is
Because Haida
this
has
is
the
the
girl.
big Haida fucked up season.
Okay, so
Dude.
like I want Shada to start because it sounds like she has a point she wants to make.
So Haida
Please.
gets. I'm doing like the bad recap because we're having so much fun talking about how
I
to
kinda
order
love it
fast
that you're
food,
doing the
which is
bad
actually
recap.
really funny.
Hell yeah.
No, so the subplot of this season, as Retzko is going through her idol arc, is Haida actually meets a girl who likes him, who he can have a conversation with, and she's of course the cute dog Inoue, or what's her name?
Inui. So
Inui.
Inui is
Inui.
obviously
Yes,
Inu
yeah.
is Japanese for dog, so that makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
It's kind of degrading, but go on.
I mean,
But yeah, so she's
Sure.
really cute and she likes him and they get along. She's like genuinely interested in his hobbies, which are like
she
playing
likes
bass in his
watching him
band.
play bass, and I gotta
Yeah.
say, as someone who plays bass, it's one. That's
God,
all I
here
want.
we go
That's all I
again.
wanna
God
watch.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, this aspect of the show, this aspect of season 3 made me feel something.
Inui's design is so fucking good.
Dude,
Yeah,
her
she's just
winter
so cute.
coat is just awesome. I love that.
Big
She's-
Adorable.
Big fluffy ears.
Yeah, she's really cute. And I just viscerally felt so like I don't know if this is way too much of like a girl thing, but like I see this a lot where like I mean mostly in like high school and college, like and you guys have probably seen it too, where it's like one person, no matter their gender, guy or girl, they're into someone who's clearly not giving them the time of day, and then someone who's so much better for them, who's actually having a conversation with them, who's
Doesn't
actually
even
like
notice
into
them.
their hobbies,
Yeah.
shows up, and they
my
still can't
God.
move on and be with them. And I just feel like visceral pain because I'm like, I've seen this happen too many times, and it's not going to go well. I just knew. So I saw this, and I was like, this poor girl, she's perfect for him, and of course it's not going to work.
Oh my God, I don't.
And that's
Why?
what happens. It hurts. People want what they can't
Kinda.
have, and they get caught in their, I don't know what should I call it? Like, caught in their ways. You know, it's tough. It's tough out here.
It's this subplot of this season as well, which makes the next part of the season even worse, right?
Part of the
because-
series or the season.
The season 4.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, so you mean okay? We're talking
yeah,
about
still
the-
in season 3 because it's still
still in the season 3. Yeah, and it just hurts because the thing is with Ida is that you can clearly tell that like he's so fixated on Retsuko, he just doesn't see exactly what's in front of him. And Inu is so up front when you think about
Yeah.
it.
Would you respect?
Yeah.
Gotta respect.
like
Yeah.
she's like pretty much tells him without saying explicitly like, hey, I like you. Let's
Hey, can I come over and watch you
let's
play
fuck,
bass?
basically.
Yeah.
Like, she's-
Yeah. Come over and watch you play bass, and then like
okay,
I've
if,
been
if
dense
a girl
before.
wants to go over to your place, like you got to figure out like that's
in
a
general.
good that's a good thing in general.
That's a
yeah.
sign. It's a sign.
That's a sign.
Oh
Yeah,
God, it
and-
hurts
and
when
he knew
it
that,
hurts so
too.
much.
You can also just tell it's like his whole week is surrounding like, you know, Inoue coming over on Saturday, and Retsuko is just like, oh hey, can you teach me like guitar? And she doesn't even know that he plays like bass. Like, you know, in reality, she's not really much of a good friend when you think about it. Because you know she
doesn't know
obviously
she-
doesn't
Oh,
really.
that's right.
She
Well,
doesn't
because
really
they
put
never
much of her
talk.
relationship
Because he's
into it.
being weird about it.
He's
Yeah.
he's a very big weirdo, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So,
it's like the same thing you said about Fanako, kind of like I had so much
Why
more
not deal with
interaction.
someone who like either like wants to spend time with you or at least understands who you are as a person?
and that's something I
Federico
think is like a
definitely
big
knows he plays
thing.
bass.
That's what I want. Like, I don't know if like as an oldie, if there's anything I could communicate to the younger generation, it's that like, you know, don't fancy or idolize or be infatuated with someone who doesn't make you feel worth their time or like feel like a good person. And that's definitely
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, putting him on the pedestal, all that stuff.
and you can tell that Retsuko does not make Haida feel good, you know, like ever. So-
That's why I like to think of it as like Ida was is more of just like crushing on
Yeah.
Retsuko because
infatuation for sure.
it's that whole joke or meme like for like teenagers in school where it's like, oh, you have a crush on someone but you do not interact with them whatsoever. All you do is forge this fantasy in your head on how good your lives are going to be together, and yet as of right now all you're
And then
doing
I
is
don't
staring at
interact with her at all. Yeah.
That happened to
Yeah,
me in
like-
high school. It was so cringy. You're calling
Oh,
me
Did it
out.
happen to you or
No.
you did it to somebody?
It happened to me. I was like,
Oh,
I have a
gross.
story. That's a
I'm sorry
story
that
for
happened.
another day. It was bad. Like looking back on it, I still like full body cringe.
Oh, dude, are we doing a relationships episode in the
Relationship
future?
pod. Oh my god.
Oh, you know,
It's a
so this
sleepover
is
pod.
like
It
kind
would
of.
have been perfect for like Valentine's Day.
Can I bring this up? I know it's not like super related, but like you guys all know Kyuko at work, right? That whole.
I've
meme.
heard. I don't know the full legends, but I
Okay.
have heard of.
So I realized cute girl at work was serving me Subway sandwiches for like the past 3 months until after she like left that job. And I didn't realize that until someone told me like her name. And I'm like, oh wow. Okay, it's the person I used to work with like about a year ago. And I didn't realize because she was wearing a mask the whole time. So I could only see half of her face.
Cute girl at Subway.
Yeah, cute girl at Subway basically. I don't know. I the fact that you guys are talking about relationships, I'm like, oh, cute girl at work. I don't know why that popped into my head, but I just wanted to mention that. Like, oh, I met her again. It's kind of fun. She's having a baby pretty soon. Pretty cool.
Oh,
Damn.
congrats.
yeah.
Oh,
Congrats.
She's having it on April 1st, which is like funny. I don't know.
Before-
why.
biggest joke, biggest comedy of all
She's
time.
like, it's coming in. Like her husband's like,
Coming.
okay, cool. I don't care. It's April 1st. That's not happening. But
Hold it.
Oh my god.
okay, so as you were, was it Shaw that was still talking about like someone was fiending on you, but like didn't interact with you.
I was fiending on them and didn't interact with them.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's how I
okay.
took it.
No, that's why it's so
no.
bad because
I'm
I have
definitely
been
guilty of
where
doing
Haida
this
has
too.
Oh yeah, I
been.
think we
back.
all have. I think
I've
when we were
done
way
it.
younger. Yeah.
I for
It's that
sure done it.
infatuation
done
thing.
this.
Like you don't actually know the person, but the idea of the person you can't let go of, and that's really
Dude,
tough.
Sadly,
that's the only
it's-
way to get through your school life, honestly.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's kind of sad that Haida is like, we look at him and he's like, oh, Haida fucked up and he's doing all these things wrong. And at the same time, he's like, he's also very relatable.
Yeah, well, I think it's also
Maybe
like
that's why
not
we
to go
hate
full
Haida because
like.
we're just like, oh fuck,
'Cause
I'm,
we hate
I'm
ourselves.
stupid. Yes, I see this.
I'm
it's
in
also
this.
like
I'm
that
in this.
thing
I
where,
feel
like-
attacked.
I'm in this picture and I don't like it.
Yeah, report this image. But I think it's,
It's
also
so
that
obvious
level
when we
of like.
see it. Yeah.
Well, we also see like Haida really does do a lot for Aggretsuko, sorry, and like
Yeah.
I'm not saying that she should like fall in love with him because he does so much for her, but you always get that
But,
sense of like.
appreciate it. Say
What?
thanks. I don't.
Well, I think this is where the series kind of gets a bit more unrealistic to me in terms of like, you know, Retsuko really wants a relationship. She obviously like likes Haida enough to be friends with him. Why is she never considered dating him? Like, I think at this point,
Okay, is this where we officially go to season 4?
I think it's a season 4 drop.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
there's
hasn't
nothing
she
else.
I say
considered
this
it?
season sucks.
No, she's
Just
never
straight up,
considered
it
it.
sucks.
Doesn't she like periodically have talks with Fineko about this?
She
No,
has talks
because-
with like because they do that whole dating. There's that whole like dating app thing where it's like it's like a compatibility app. I don't know which
Yeah.
season that
Yeah,
was.
they do that at the
Yeah,
end
yeah.
of season
That's three,
3,
that's three.
and that's what
Yeah.
motivates
That's
him to
Gory's,
go save
startup.
her. And like he kind of saves her and gets her out of being like she wants to be a shut-in because she's traumatized by the world, and then he kind of like drags her out and is like, "Hey, I'm gonna make you feel like you belong in the world," which is a really good line. But
That's sweet, yeah.
but which was inspired by Gory-san's dating app where their compatibility is like listed as like they're 100% compatible. So
But wasn't that app designed by Tadano and that was done on purpose?
I think she got help from Tadano.
we don't know for
Yeah.
sure. It might. It's
I think he
implied
did.
that,
I like
but
to
yeah.
think he did it on purpose. I like
That
to
would
think
make
so.
sense if he did.
Yeah,
'Cause, like,
he's a bro.
yeah.
He's a bro. I stand Tadano by this point in the series, but whatever.
Agree.
Yeah,
Didn't
but
know he was a
it's-
cuckold.
so we get to the point now where like everyone just kind of expects Retsuko to like Haida, and then we get into the like beginning of peak frustration of
Oh,
him
God.
fumbling the bag.
Oh god.
He's scared, and again, that's like also really relatable.
Yeah, he's afraid of messing
Yeah.
up, which I respect.
He's afraid of taking it the one step further, and that's also like I think a lot of people can.
He's
relate to
afraid
that.
he's afraid of taking it one step closer to the edge.
Yeah, of
And he's
making it
about to
like
break.
real. Yeah. Yeah, and I feel that too. I think that totally makes sense. I think it's kind of frustrating just given where the audience has been thus far, but I do think it's relatable. So I totally understand it. Yeah, and then they
God,
kind of
it-
like
it just reminds you so much. It's kind of like those like high school kids that just want to walk with like their crush.
yeah.
Because that's what he did every single day. Because he was walking like the opposite direction to walk her home, kind of deal.
Yeah.
We'll hold hands. Ooh.
Oh God! But that's it, you know. And like, wasn't there multiple times where Retsuko was like, "You want to come inside?"
Right,
Like,
she
it
was
Yeah.
inviting him
Yeah,
inside
and
and
he
stuff,
makes
and
some
he's like,
excuse.
"Oh
Cross the
no, I'm
threshold,
too much
yeah.
of a nice guy."
Dude, it hurts, man.
He is terrified of this.
Well, okay, so here's my thing. It feels like, so this is my problem with like later parts of Aggretsuko, is that
Yeah.
often it feels like the show is being kind of stretched out because
Yeah.
it's so popular, and the whole Haida Retsuko thing is like the biggest example of that. It just feels like this could have ended like 2 seasons ago, whether
Yeah.
it be they get together or they don't get together, but like.
Yeah.
We're going into what, season 5 now, and we're still doing
Unsure.
this bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
dude,
I think-
you gotta like end it at some point. This is getting old, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
I guess
know
I
if
guess
it-
I'm getting fatigue is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
does that end the whole? Let's say, does that end the whole franchise when they make it official?
Season
Well, I
5
don't
is
think
supposed to
they
be
have
the last
to.
one, I think.
I don't think they
Like-
have to. That's the problem. Is like I think they are focusing the whole series now around the Retsuko Haida relationship and treating that as the end game. But
Which is
I
the
don't,
worst part about the show at this
But
point.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but that's
Okay,
not
I
like
can
the
agree
whole
with that, yeah.
appeal. Like I like the whole, adult relatable conflicts and priorities. Like that's the whole appeal to me, and that can just be one part of it. It doesn't have to be the end all be all for the series. So
Yeah,
I think maybe I wonder if this was like done in response to like maybe fans' reactions to like earlier seasons where they're like, "Yo, they love shipping like HAIDA and Retsuko, so they're gonna like
Yeah.
kind of play it out," sort of thing. I'm not really sure.
I
I just
agree
don't
with that.
know.
It
'Cause this
should
whole
have been
season
chopped.
was.
It should have been chopped down a little more because yeah, it took like what 2 or 3 episodes for Retsuko just to be like, hey, you could stop now. Like I thought that was pretty cold, and that was a good thing
Yeah.
because it's like I had to do like you're clearly not taking the bait. It's just like you could stop putting all this effort in nothing. Technically,
It's weird because it seems like he's putting in effort, but he also doesn't want to like do anything about it. Like he wants, like he's like in this weird middle ground, and it's just like,
Yeah.
something, please.
Yeah. Well, I
Anything.
just don't get like. I think this whole thing was like I think people were getting really frustrated with Retsuko in the first couple seasons, and everyone's like, "Oh, HAIDA's too good for her. HAIDA doesn't deserve this." And I feel like this whole season was like knocking HAIDA down a peg, but I don't feel like it was
Yes.
really done in like a smart, well-written way.
I thought it was kind of. I mean, I don't know if that I agree with that. It kind of shows that he's a bit of a tool, honestly.
But the thing,
I-
and I'm not against
I
that,
see
but
that.
I
He
feel the
kinda
way they
always
went
has been a
about it
tool.
was
Like,
bad
if we're
because
being
it's so
Yeah, but
frustrating.
this is like making it really clear. Like the second someone in leadership acknowledges his coding or whatever, he's like up their ass. He's licking their boots.
but
as hard
but
as
at
he
the
can.
same time, it doesn't make sense because you had Inui who was acknowledging him as a person, and he didn't
Yeah,
take
but
that
he was
bait.
focused on.
Yeah, I
but he
think
was
last
focused
season they
on
acknowledged how
Retsuko.
much of an idiot he is
Oh,
when it
that's
comes
right.
to Inoue. So I don't think they need to make. I don't think they need
This-
to like.
Do we need a
make
second
him-
arc that does the exact same thing?
No, this
kinda? Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. The thing that happens, like he has all these good solutions to problems everybody in the office has, but Ton is too much of an old boomer to integrate it. And so this new guy comes along and says, "Hey, that's actually a good job, well done." And he's like, "Holy shit! Positive reinforcement."
Also,
I
like,
can't believe this.
So you're mainly talking about the fact that like, he's
I'm
kind of
talking about
seeing
why he's willing to like go like almost. He's willing to do crimes for this guy.
well, like that's the thing. Like, I think you were also making a point of how like he finally has a sense of not entitlement. He has a sense of like value in
Belonging,
himself.
I guess. Yeah, value.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
'cause-
been ignored all his time in the office because everybody running it is old as shit. And
Yeah,
not willing
I
to
know that
try
feeling.
anything new.
I deal with that at work. Hey, we've always done it this
Yeah.
way. We've always done
Like,
it this way. Dude, we
anybody-
can do it better.
Bosses are sometimes stubborn and not willing to make change. And finally, he's being like recognized, doing a good job. Actually, where I thought it was gonna go is I thought the turn, like not going to financial crime or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
that-
I
was-
thought
It got
I
pretty
thought the
weird.
turn of the
Sound it out.
the twist of the season was gonna be that his automation and coding was so good that people started to get fired. 'cause
That's
they
what
don't
I
need to
thought. I
anymore.
think I think that would be a
Yeah.
more natural progression of like, oh, you're saving your department so much money, we're gonna fire these people, and then he would have to
Actually,
fire
with your
Aggretsuko.
program, 2 people can do the job of this entire office. So now it's just you and someone else. not
And then,
even
like,
Retsuko.
and then
Yeah,
he
I thought they
said-
were gonna make him choose between his job and Retsuko. I thought that would be an
Yes.
interesting
Right,
way to go about
right.
it.
And I think
It
that would have
got-
been a good way to go.
It got pretty unrealistic when you had the like whole spy scene of Bretsko
Mission
crawling in the
Impossible
vents.
arc.
Yeah, it was just kind of like, all right, I get it. You're
I feel
trying
like
to
I
expose.
had a moment, like when she dropped down through the vent, I had a moment of like, I'm done.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
It's too much now.
Yeah, that was wild.
Like, oh
Come
no,
the
he's
fuck
almost at
on.
the door. Oh no, and then she disappears at the last second. Like, oh,
But I also do like that they dress up his him modernizing the office is actually just an excuse for him to like do shady shit without anybody looking.
Yeah.
and like, what you guys think about the new director of that company? Like, he didn't really seem like a big
my question
factor.
is,
Like,
what animal is he?
I'll
dog
go
thing.
A
be right
dog.
back. Got you.
Super
it's another
long-haired
dog.
yeah,
I think
No,
it's
I
a
think
dog.
it's time.
it's like a wolf.
I'm on it. Official zoologist Shaw going to the wiki to find out.
What's his name? That's usually a hint.
Sorry, I was wondering that the whole show because maybe they did say something, but I'm just like, what is that?
I think he's just
I-
supposed to
I-
be a super
I
long-haired dog.
think it's a wolf.
Oh, is he like an Afghan? The
His
dog.
name is
not-
He-
not
He-
Afghan.
Himuro. So he
Himuro.
is a Saluki. So I think it's a dog.
Okay.
What
Yeah, he kind of his fur has like a
So
color
Luffy,
pattern like a dog.
he's a Persian Greyhound, so he
Oh,
is
so,
a
okay.
dog.
Wow.
So he is a very long boy. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, he's a long boy.
he's
I'm not
a long
gonna.
boy dog.
I didn't really feel much from him, honestly. He was just that
I didn't really care about
ambitious.
him.
I think-
yeah.
I
He
think
was
it's
just
an
doing
interesting
things.
conflict. Like the whole season had a really interesting conflict where it's like, do we, because a lot of times we see like the old way of doing things in that kind of like dusty, like outdated way. But I think this season shows that there's a lot of value to the old way that Director Ton and the head president Elephant did things, where they valued the people who worked there, who stayed there for a while. They did their best to not lay off people, and and it might be really inefficient, but they valued that sense of camaraderie that maybe not everyone felt, but like, if it's that versus getting laid off to save the money company, I think people
Yeah.
do value it. So it was showing
And it's
like,
about family.
yeah, the new isn't always the best way of dealing with like human beings.
And that's
We're
what's so powerful
family.
about it.
Family is
Well,
everything.
That
What
is
I don't-
kind of tied. Oh, sorry.
No. I was gonna say like what I don't like about that whole resolution of like the company hiding all the money and stuff is that it is too anime like where, oh look, the old director was back. And everything went back
Yeah.
to normal. Like really?
Yeah, I
That-
hate
that does
the
not
end of
happen.
it.
that's a
Just everything
big
back
deal,
to
dude.
normal.
Your company should be bowing in front of cameras right now. What you guys just did, like
Yeah.
that's criminal.
Yeah.
No, they didn't get caught. I don't think.
Yeah, they got kicked out before anything happened. So it
Okay.
didn't make like national. They weren't able to like
Retsuko managed
officially
to
do the
stop
thing.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
She wasn't
okay,
trying to
fair
get people thrown in jail.
yeah. But it
She was trying to
kinda
make
weird.
sure that they got caught before it was like actually a crime.
Yeah,
Right. But I think overall the big part of this entire season was just obviously the Haida Retsuko relationship kind of deal. Because, Haida going up to Tadano and like arm wrestling him. And I was like, okay, I get it. You're now fighting for her when it's like most like favorable to you kind of deal. Even though when Retsuko and Ton are kind of warning him like, hey, you're kind of walking on eggshells right now. You need to be careful. But yeah, season
think it-
4, like, what's the overall consensus? Like,
It was.
It
Yeah, I mean,
sucks.
I want to go back to like
says
their
it sucks.
relationship because they finally have the scene of them getting together and like being a couple, going on drives, being
kind
happy.
of.
And it's like an episode, and then they're kind of breaking up again. It's like,
and then they're
what?
together
That
by
was
the
it?
end? Question mark. Like the
That
last scene was the most
That was
question
not
mark
my
thing for me.
impression. My impression was just that like they kept talking after that. Like the only thing that happens at the end is that
Like, we're
Haida
cool.
quits the company.
Well, he leaves the company, so then in theory, Retsuko has no reason to really have a relationship with him if she doesn't want to. But then
No,
she's
now,
meeting up with him in
I
like
just-
Times Square, and then they're walking past a billboard of her ex-boyfriend, and they're like, "Man, what a guy!" And I'm like, so does that mean she still likes her ex-boyfriend, or is it just like them coming to terms with like, we're dating now, and he is just like a really cool dude who helped us out? Like, what does that mean?
I don't know, but I did not take
I
it as
feel
them being
like-
together again.
I might
Okay.
be jumping too far ahead, but like I feel like first episode of the 5th season is gonna take us for like a huge left turn. You know what I mean? Like
It's in
Haida
space. Yeah.
died. Haida got cancer and died.
Just
I
fucking
was-
dies.
I read that final scene when they were complimenting Tadano. I read that as Aida's gonna work for him.
I could
I
see
think
that
he's.
maybe.
I saw it as
Oh, work for Tadano?
because I don't
That would
think
be
they're
interesting.
I don't think they're really together, but I'm saying like Aida's kind of like, okay, that was a crazy thing I did. I left the company. I'm not going to see Retsuko often anymore. I think Aida's probably really going to try to redeem himself for real
yeah.
in a more righteous sense, and then he's probably going to find something hopefully better than Retsuko, even though in my opinion, like Inui was way better than Retsuko. And by
Oh,
the
shout
way,
out to Inui showing up one scene.
Yeah.
in season
Yes.
4.
He didn't even know
Confirming-
she left the
It was
company.
so funny. It
I
was such
know.
a funny scene. Where he's like,
Haida muffed
wait, you
up
were
again.
working as a temp that place? It's like, he never listened to a word she said.
He didn't even know. He didn't
Fucking
ask even
Haida.
after he didn't see her. That's just like
Aida
classic.
just, and that's why my confidence in Aida instantly dropped again. But hey,
I think
comedy.
the thing. So last note, I'm not sure if like I'm going back too much, but I think my beef with season 4 is that I'm 100% down with them showing the flaws of Haida. I just think they took it in like way too overboard a direction, especially with the whole like financial fraud direction. Because as we said, like, you know, him being too scared to pursue a relationship with Retsuko, definitely understandable. Him feeling like he didn't have any sense of self-worth because he was constantly overlooked, very understandable. Him immediately jumping to financial fraud and like lashing out against all his friends, got in a Mission Impossible like situation, just felt like way too over the top.
He hit that Sigma grind set. Like he started working out. He started doing financial crimes.
Yeah, he watched one too many.
He finally watched American Psycho.
Grind set
Like,
TikToks. Yeah.
He's just
this
like,
guy's just like me, for real, for real.
rise and grind,
So
man.
real. Speaking
That's
of
it.
things that are real, there was one episode that I actually kind of liked, and that is the episode where the hippo mom calls out of work numerous times.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That felt like old Retsuko to me, or not
Yes.
old Retsuko, older Retsuko.
Because it's like real life work.
Well,
things.
I felt something because I have a former coworker that was in a very similar situation where so I don't want to say too much, but his family, specifically his kids and his wife, so I guess that'd be his family, have like these serious medical conditions, and he lives close enough to work to where he can, walk and to and from, just so he can be as close to his family as possible. It's a medical condition that requires him to leave at a moment's notice if he has to. It's a very rare medical condition. I don't really want to go into it too much, but before he was let go, he was telling me that he was often talked about with his attendance, because if that's one thing that like most workplaces require is like pretty steady attendance, obviously, right?
Right.
The problem is like it seems like management didn't really understand his personal situation, and we're kind of getting on his ass about like taking care of his kids, taking care of his wife. He had to like call out maybe like 1 to 2 times a week, which if everyone here has worked a job, that's a lot of times to call out of work.
That is a
per week.
lot, yeah.
That's
That's
a
a
lot.
lot. Yeah.
And like we had management before that was like pretty understanding of that situation, and was like totally okay with it. They understood it because they had kids. Management now is people who don't have kids, so it's like a little bit different. And that watching that episode of like, Hippo Mom like feeling kind of guilty, but ultimately like doing the right thing, calling out of work to take care of her kids.
Like you have to.
Yeah, you had to. And and
Yeah.
it seemed like, management was like, oh wow, she has bad attendance and all that shit. But it's like as I was watching that episode, I'm like, wow, this is what like Aggretsuko used to be. It like it
Yes.
felt like this like actually like
Real life.
touched
Yes.
upon things that happen in real life kind of thing. But that's all I wanted to say. That's the only episode I liked in season 4.
Not dating a billionaire or becoming an
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, cool.
So
awesome.
would you say that that's what's missing that we need to see in season 5
I would
now?
say, yeah,
Go back
I
to
would.
it?
For me personally, like that's what I really gravitated towards with like the first season. At least I really like the first season. I generally like seasons 2, kind of 3. I don't like season 4, and I've noticed that how much I like the season is how much I relate, or I can understand or believe what's happening in the show, if that makes sense.
And that's
Yeah,
why season
definitely.
5 is going to be the forklift certificate arc.
If it is, I'm gonna be like, yo, guys,
Retsuko's back.
it's pretty clear of everything right now. Yeah, for sure.
So
I think in
Retsuko gets a new job finally as a construction worker.
That would be
I want
awesome.
We've
I
come
want
full
more
circle.
Finico. I want to see Finico like.
I think there should be a
find
huge
love.
Finico arc for sure.
Yes.
Right.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
She deserves a lot more.
Good.
I think there should be at least, if not a Finico arc, a Finico episode. I think that would
Yes.
be
Who's your favorite character in the show?
Oh,
For me, it's Finico.
that's a tough one, honestly.
It's changed a lot, but I think it's got to be Tadano at this point. I mean, everyone's pissed me
Really?
off at some point, but he's gone up in my books, especially just kind of like being honest to himself and being honest to everyone else and being like genuinely a really cool person.
I ain't saying she a gold digger.
I would never date Elon Musk. How dare you panic? I thought we were friends.
What if he was a donkey though?
I know it's
I love
generic.
Shrek.
Price. It doesn't really count, but as like a favorite sub character, obviously Protein Guy. But
Protein, yeah.
yeah.
yeah, Protein Guy. But like
I feel like Becker.
I think Gorilla is my favorite character.
Oh, Gorilla and
She's
Bird Girl
also
are
great.
Gorilla
stellar.
and Sami
They're a
Chan.
great dynamic duo.
They're
Yes,
great.
so I
Queens.
like that duo because they obviously really see what's going on, kind of deal.
And they
But
have
they're
the
not-
little falling out in one of the seasons, and it's
yeah,
heartbreaking.
that's
'cause
right.
they're like best friends.
Yeah, I think those are two of my favorite from what I've seen so far.
Right.
I guess
'Cause
my
I
favorite.
was gonna say
oh,
Tom,
right.
but nah, I don't like him because he's the manager. Yeah.
He had some blow up. He had a glow up in season 4 though. That was like he was
Yeah.
kind of in the similar vein to Hippo Mom, where like I like the exploration of him and like his mental health and how it relates to his usefulness at work and all. Mm-hmm. Yep. Sorry,
So
Bex,
I think
who's
my
your
favorite characters is probably. So obviously Inui is a favorite for. Not because of her character, but because
But because she likes bass.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
she's a cute girl. She likes bass. She's basically
They
a
met in
wife.
a record store.
Yeah,
Great
sounds like
taste
a
in
vibe.
music.
I guess my favorite character in general would be like Fenico. I guess I'm a basic
Nice.
bitch and I like Fenico, but whatever.
Who doesn't?
There's a lot of love. Lots of love about Fenico. That she laughs the same in every single dub.
Oh yeah, I love that.
I love that.
It's like the Japanese Peter Griffin.
I think Fenico is Loki actually the most relatable character because I think that's almost like a self-insert character to some extent. I feel like
Yeah.
like everyone feels like they're the Fenico.
Yeah, because we don't really know much about her, honestly. Other than
We don't know about
she's
her
like
flaws,
tech
yeah.
savvy. She can she's on Instagram a lot. She's good at like cyber stalking people.
She stalks people and like laughs at their misery. Like yeah,
Hell yeah, dude. That's,
We
that's
all
the
do
life I
that
live.
in Minecraft.
in Minecraft.
Stop. Stop.
I think
I
also
think
like
Comedy in a
I like the
Yeah,
main
comedy.
idol girl too. I think she's really cool. The one who works at 7-Eleven.
Monica.
What's her
Oh
name?
yeah.
Yeah, I
Monica.
like her. She grew on me a lot. I think it's cool how like Retsuko always let her age kind of hold her back, and then she's like, "Well, I'm like 26. I'm too old to be an idol." I'm this, and the other girl's like, "I'm 27. What are you saying? Like, what are you trying to say?" Like,
You suck it up.
But she's like, what even is Monica? She's like a mousy hamster kind of thing.
I think she's supposed to be a bunny.
I thought they were gerbils.
That could be gerbil.
Zoology time. Let's go.
No, yeah,
She's got
a
like
bunny, and the
weirdly
others
like
too.
frilled ears. They're like
She's got the buck teeth.
and a long tail for some reason.
What's her
Yeah.
name again? Monica or something?
Monica, yeah.
She looks like
She's
not
some
a real
kind of-
animal. She is a chinchilla. Oh my god.
Oh, it's
my
perfect.
God,
Chinchilla.
damn.
Oh my
the
god.
roundest, most softest animal in the world.
I'm so
no.
happy.
Perfect to be an idol. Nice.
I'm so
Love
happy right now.
chinchillas.
Good call, guys.
Do you think the characters in Aggretsuko, do you think they fuck?
Oh god, here we go.
So now it's the furry time. We're not furries.
Oh man.
How do you think they have kids in that show? Like, do you think they just
No, but I mean, like,
asexually?
I mean,
What do you
like,
think?
well, of course.
The first
but
thing
do you
I
think
think about-
do you think Tadano and Retsuko had sex?
It's
Do you think who?
You can
Let's
Google
go
that
in-
yourself. I don't think we can ask that
I
question.
don't want to see the
The
results
first-
from that.
the first thing I thought about when you said about having kids was that scene in Family Guy with the penguin elephant on the ark. Like, what is that?
What
Yeah.
what the fuck is that?
It's like, did you name it? Yeah, that's Paul. Well, it's gonna be even harder because he's going the hell overboard. That's all I thought about. Just seeing like, hey, half donkey.
I guess
half
that does.
chinchilla.
I guess that does kind of raise an interesting question. Is that can they only have kids if it's another like same species?
Yeah,
they have-
because
I think
look
we've
at look
seen-
at director Ton. His wife is a pig. No
Is this
offense.
why?
Yeah.
Is this why none of like the big shifts in the show actually work? Is because they realize deep down they can't actually
They're too
like,
different.
fornicate, right? Yeah.
Oh no, that'd be
Stay
the
tuned.
biggest
Beastars
letdown.
season 3.
Well, he is a donkey,
Yeah.
and she is a red panda.
Okay,
So-
here's my question. I have a stupid question.
Sure.
Now that we're on to big memes, is in the show. So I understand Retsuko is a red panda. However,
Is she?
is she orange or is she yellow?
I had that written down. I was gonna ask.
Damn, Lee.
Is she orange or is she yellow? She's orange.
She's
I think
yellow.
she's orange.
I'm,
think
I'm
she's
Team
orange.
Coldplay on this one. It was all yellow for sure.
Well,
good
as
way
I've
of
come to
phrasing it.
learn, getting into like miniature painting is that there are many shades of yellow.
Oh great, here we go.
I definitely have a shade of yellow right here in my hand. that is very Retsuko color.
I was
And it
kind of hoping
yellow.
this would be like a shouting contest that we were all feeling really passionate about what color she was. I was
I
hoping
can't tell
for
if
that, but
Panic just said he has a yellow in his hand. Like, are you holding a red panda? And you're like,
you
I did some
holding a
field
Retsuko?
research to confirm.
No, I have a pot of Everland Sunset in my hand. It's yellow.
What is
Great.
and it's a paint.
Why do you have paint? Oh,
wait, wait,
because you're
wait, wait.
painting.
For my
oh,
miniature.
I thought you were colorblind.
Well, sure. So
you
what?
are the plot twist.
Wait.
How dare you?
No
Just
kidding. You
Don't
are.
think you can speak on this subject.
I can read what it says.
No, that's not fair.
That's
you're
not the
trusting.
same.
You're trusting non-us to see for yourself.
You're trusting a label? Man,
I'm not yellow
Labels lie to
colorblind. I'm
you.
red green.
world's
It's
best
wait, so
coffee.
blind of-
Bullshit. I don't believe
It's
that.
definitely
So
orange.
Panic, you're for real colorblind?
Yeah, 10% of all men are red green colorblind.
No
Dude,
kidding.
you're a statistic.
So
She
I
has
know this is
light
going to
orange
be.
fur. Yeah, they say Wikipedia doesn't lie.
Anyone can edit
Right there.
Wikipedia.
Anyone can
I'ma
edit
do it.
Wikipedia.
It's
Shall
me.
you
I'm-
edit it right now? You just edited
I
it.
did.
How dare you?
I'm like, that's a plot twist. I just chose all the species for everyone and the colors. I'm rewriting the history books.
Citation needed. What's the source on that?
Me,
Trust me, bro.
trust me, bro. Yeah, I made it up.
It was my mom. So funny thing, Panic. I used to have a coworker that was colorblind when I worked in retail, and he said that he was able to learn colors just by Googling them and just memorizing them. So like he would,
Right.
we'd hold up a shirt from far away, and he'd be like green. Like, oh, he does know. And so like he wasn't really offended, but he was kind of like,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
maybe,
so annoying. Yeah, because I can do that too. It's like, I know that's green. It doesn't look green to me, but I know that's green.
but it's green. Yeah. So in
I
a way,
think you
it's,
should
when-
have a campaign to try and like redetermine colors. Maybe like you have a better sense.
It's
than
all
we do.
subjective. It's all
Hashtag
in
colors
the eye
are
of
a
the
social
beholder.
construct.
They are.
Really,
There you go.
they actually are. Yes.
They are actually. Yeah.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
this is getting too big brain. I don't like this. Okay, so
Get it. We got kind of deep on it.
I know. So is there? So fifth season.
I guess what do we want?
I hope it's
what
good.
Do we want?
What do
That's
you
the
guys want?
first thing.
You just hope it's
Fenico's
good.
arc or
Fenico.
episode.
I want Fenico's arc, and I don't want them to spend. I either want a
Forklift
concrete answer
certificate.
to Haida and Retsuko, or I don't want them to touch it at all. Want like one or the other. Like
Yeah. I just
don't-
want them to start off with them like casually dating or
Yeah.
not at all.
Yeah, one or the other. Don't like blue ball us on this
I
again.
think-
I will drop the series.
I think Ida is gonna mess it up again by cheating on Retsuko.
No way.
Is Inui
With
coming back?
Inui.
Dude,
Oh my
God.
I'm going all in, dude.
If
Let's
that
go.
happens, I might
Dude.
I might love this show because Inui's back. That's literally why. Like,
No, it's
Just
not
bring
gonna be
back Inui.
Inu. It's not gonna be Inui. Man. I bet you
it's gonna be
someone
Fenico.
else.
It's gonna be Fenico.
Oh,
I would
ooh, dang.
unironically be down with them getting together though, because they have
Yeah.
like an actual relationship.
Maybe that's Fenico's
go.
arc. Shit.
Oh, ooh.
Damn, that's
What
endgame.
else?
No. She knows Haida too well. There's no way she'd be into that.
That's the
She
appeal.
wouldn't break
It's like,
girl code, but
Yeah.
like I would definitely be down with them being endgame.
You know, if it
Damn.
happens, it happens. Like, I wouldn't.
Whatever
I wouldn't-
happens,
no, because
happens.
I want something better for Fenico.
Yeah,
We all
too.
do.
True.
I want her to have
Maybe-
been like just low key dating someone this
Well,
entire
maybe
time
her
and just
BF
never
is just
told
a
anybody.
huge dumbass like Haida. Maybe that's.
Oh my
just,
god, it's the protein guy.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yes!
I saved it. I saved Greg.
What if Haida has a gay awakening? He's just actually gay then.
Ooh.
Because
He'd
there are
probably
people
be a
who
better
ship
spot.
Haida and Tadano.
Hey,
They're kinda
maybe
cute.
there it is.
Yeah, that
We
kind of
found the
works.
end
Yeah,
game.
why not?
Here we go.
And if he's working for him now, that's like a lawsuit. Hell yeah.
Oh, dude.
Hell yeah.
The story, the fanfic writes itself.
That's the
Bring
first
up,
thing
like-
we think of.
Who's the
He
one
makes a
guy
lot of
who
money
keeps
suing
writing to
his
HR?
employer.
What's that game's name? Anui or whatever. He'll like write up something for. He'll help report Tadano to the authorities or something.
Great.
What was his name?
Yeah, I forget his name.
With
Yeah,
the
that
tryhard
angry-
guy from season 2.
The angry
Yeah.
chipmunk.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Anai, that's what his name is.
Anai.
Nai, yes.
How come I only remember his name and no one else's name?
'Cause it's close to annoy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god,
I
it's so
just
true.
realized that. Oh my
That's so
God.
on point.
This show is so deep. I love it.
I like how like when he was like helping his buddies like who were drunk and all that stuff, and like how his creepy face became like a funny joke, which was I'm cool with. Still don't like him, but I'm just
That
kinda like,
face fucking freaked me out.
Yeah.
Time to see it.
There you go. It's in our dreams now. You're welcome.
So fucking.
I got a
angry.
question for everyone. Given our ups and downs with the series, would you guys all consider yourself? Would you guys consider the series good, or do you feel like the series has to win your trust back in a sense with season 5?
It's got to win.
I
our
feel a
trust
little
back.
betrayed by the series by the end.
What? Sorry,
Oh.
I heard Bacon. I didn't hear Becker.
Okay,
No,
I was gonna say, I feel a little betrayed by like recent installments. Mm-hmm. And I don't think like season 5 is gonna blow me away. I doubt it, honestly. At
Like
this
the
rate,
ship has
I'm
kind
like,
of sailed.
yeah, I'm like, I will always look fondly on like the first season as like, oh, that show fucking rules, right? Because I was like, I think I was like the guy who was like shilling that show back in like 2018. I think.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
think
was
I
right
got
there with
most
you.
people to
I
watch it,
remember.
yeah.
We were holding down the fort. We were like pushing this.
And then
the
as soon
series.
as like seasons 2, 3, and 4 come out, I'm like, haha, yeah, it's a show, guys, for sure. And it's like,
Yeah.
it's like I can't stand the show by season 4. It's like, I don't know, buddy, but
yeah,
I would like season 5 to be good. I would like season 5. I would like the show to just end at this point. I think, I just want it to be over.
I can see that too. Panic, how do you feel? Because I feel like you weren't really betrayed by season 4.
Season 4 definitely jumped the shark a little bit. It kind of did the same in season 3. Like, I was not on board with the idol thing at all.
Did you have more
But
issues
overall, I
with 3
did-
than 4?
but- I don't know. I think I did actually.
Would you say they're
yeah.
equal?
Okay.
Okay.
I would say they're kind of equal in that they're both good because they have more stuff going on than the disappointing thing. So overall, I still enjoyed it. But definitely 1 and 2 are best. And I would say
Yeah.
it's a good series overall. Although it does like start to stretch.
I think
your
it still has
suspension of
moments
disbelief.
or like parts. Each season has a part
Yeah.
you will probably like, but not
Yeah.
like,
Like, the overall
nothing is like
plot
has ever topped
kinda-
season 1. I think.
I
It-
agree.
3 and 4 are kind of unhinged in how far they're willing to stretch the believability of everything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
There's
we're
still
losing
good
that.
stuff
we need
happening
We need to take
underneath
it
it.
back, man. We need to go
there's
back
still good
to
things happening in the background, like Hippo Mom in season 4 and her little thing. And oh my god, we didn't even talk about it. Ton being like not
dad.
fired, but like coerced into
He's been
quitting 'cause
basically like
apparently
shipped somewhere else. Like he's doing
apparently
like a
that's a
bullshit
thing.
job, basically.
like you
Yeah,
learn
like
so much about
soft
corporate
fire.
culture in Japan through this show. Is like they can't fire you because that's
Right.
super difficult, but
Yeah.
they can make jobs so miserable for you that you just quit on your own.
Very
That's
passive
easier
aggressive.
than firing
It's kind of
you.
forced. They do that in the U.S. too. It's because like, but generally in different ways. It's like forced retirement because they're like, you're too
Yeah.
expensive for the company, so we're gonna like
Right.
push you to retire. Like you
Right.
decided, not us.
Oh yeah,
It's crazy,
it's your wedding, right? Like that's what
Yeah.
it is. Like,
yeah.
Like that entire
Don't
episode
say that
of
Triggered. Triggered.
That's the
Yeah.
entire episode of Director Ton just being like more and more depressed, like going to work, like sitting in a park all
I
day.
would love to
going
see more
back home.
Ton in season 5. I think that
It
would be
it
interesting.
reminded me of the movie Falling Down and how he's going fucking crazy because he doesn't have a job. That's a great movie, by the way.
Who's
But
in
then
it?
also it had like what
Who's in it?
Michael Douglas. It's kind of it's from the
okay.
90s. It's
Yeah, you got my
really
attention.
fucking good. What was I saying?
Did I
Yes,
cut you
it
off?
had
Did I?
it had
Okay.
the scene where he's like going to fake work and he's standing there on the platform looking at the approaching train, and I'm like, "Fuck, he's gonna fucking do it? Is he gonna fucking kill himself?"
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I know that got a little too.
That
That
got
was real.
so real.
Yeah. That's some wild shit.
He took one step closer to the edge,
He's about
he was-
to
and he was about
break
to
in
take a
half.
break.
Take a break in half. Yeah, that's how they say it, right? Yeah. Nailed it.
Yeah, I mean, Ton had some great moments. Hippo Mom had some great moments. Overall, I mean, I didn't mind the thing of like new management and modernizing the company.
That
What I
makes
don't
sense.
like
That's
is
a
that
very
they
real
fucking,
thing.
yeah, they reverted their entire thing. Just went back to zero, except HAIDA quit. I
Yeah.
hated that. It's like
Yeah, I
no
agree.
consequence, no lessons learned.
Nothing has changed. Yeah.
Nothing has changed.
And that's not realistic because I think that like once companies modernize, they're not gonna like go back. You know.
Yeah, it's like hard
it's
to go
what are
back
you gonna
to the
do?
old stuff.
Uninstall all the good software and just go back to being shit?
Yeah.
I guess that is what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Historically does not happen, but I mean it is anime. And I
Maybe
don't think Japan
season
would
5
do that.
is gonna be all the boomers trying to uninstall the software.
But they think
That's
it's a
how they-
virus,
how
so
they
they can't
download
do
a
it.
PDF. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a virus on my computer. HAIDA installed a virus.
Like, it's
There
like
was
a
like that
PDF.
lizard woman being like, "Is this a virus? Are you gonna install a virus?"
That is very authentic. I know we talked about it not feeling very realistic, but that feels very authentic.
No, don't
It's
get
like
me
when my
started
mom
on that.
hands me her phone and says, "My Facebook changed."
It's not my fault, Mom.
They start
change it
using
back.
their Facebook as like a search engine or whatever.
Had someone help. How do I clear my search history?
Man, boomers, am I right?
Yeah,
Fucking
right.
no.
idiots.
To be fair, Panic, you're
Destroying
kind of on the older
everything.
side, so like, you know.
My parents are not even 60.
Not yet.
Panic is
Give
gatekeeping
a-
it because he's like, this is not me yet. I know how to use a search engine, and I know what a virus is, and that is not me.
And then
yet.
Panic goes into a big tirade. Back in my day, we
Just
didn't have
you
virus.
wait. It's gonna back in 2004
Back in
when
my
I used
day.
all of our month's internet to download Neon Genesis. my dad and that happened. Like we had
Based on
we
a
had
true
5
story.
gigs of internet for the entire month, and I spent it all on Neon Genesis.
Oh, dude.
And my
Is it worth it?
dad
Was
had
it
to
worth
buy
it?
more internet, and it was really expensive.
Thanks,
So in a weird way,
Panic.
you did pay for it.
There's people listening to this who are going to be like, internet costs money? What do you mean? 5 gigabytes for the entire month? What are you talking about?
You couldn't just get it on a streaming service? No, there wasn't streaming services. We had to get our anime and movies
YouTube
at a
didn't
store.
exist.
We had to get something called a DVD and put it back inside a Dropbox. And if
But
they didn't
luckily,
have it,
Pirate Bay existed.
oh yeah.
Thank God.
Netflix used to deliver DVDs. What?
I think they still do, right?
I don't
When
know.
are we gonna?
I don't think
When
so.
are we gonna just have the boomer cast?
Oh Jesus!
If only you got to remember Blockbuster. If you've not been in a Blockbuster, you can't come.
I'm down for a boomer cast where
Yeah.
like we talk about how anime was consumed back then. Like, bro, dude, watching Lucky Star in 3 parts on YouTube. That's my
Oh
jam.
yeah, hard-coded Spanish subs, 240p Naruto on YouTube.
Dude.
Okay, so I did a little bit of
days.
research, and they still mail DVDs.
Ooh,
Ooh, what?
Cool.
yeah, that's interesting.
Cool. Cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
This sounds fun.
All right. I think we got what we wanted here.
We might
I
have
think
we might have
we've
talked
gone a
about
pretty
some
even
things.
2 hours on this.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's actually an hour and a half.
All right.
Did we,
We
start
talked about
so
a lot
late?
of things.
God damn it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man.
I'm going by the
Okay, yeah.
audacity.
Yeah. The audacity.
I've been making that joke for years, and no one likes it. I'm just like, I always thought that's
Lion.
funny.
No,
I'm
Lions
down.
the witch of
It's
the
a good-
audacity.
The audacity of
this bitch.
some people. Am I right, guys? Like, shit.
No, I like that.
I laughed
it's
at
just
it.
It's good comedy. Good comedy.
It's a good bit. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, it's a good bit. Yeah. All right.
Got to do a Fenico laugh at that one.
Yeah. All right, guys. Go home
Right.
and rage and do your karaoke. Wash behind your ears. Thank you for listening to the Tokyo Podfathers Aggretsuko episode. We will see you
Starside.
whenever. Yeah. Turning off recording now.